Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon, and we're playing the Orks to see how the Battle for Armageddon works from their perspective here. I thought this over, and I think what I'm going to do is convert the experienced squigs to our knobs, and then I think the horn squigs are probably the better kind of squig to have because they get 2 attacks for a slight increase in cost. And we'll just get these guys all deployed out here and try to clear out the trenches and push through as fast as possible. So we'll see what we can do. So as you can see, they have special Gretchen here. We were talking about the special units. So now he has 96 models, and then his Gorkanauts have additional units here too. Oh shit, he's got a ton of them. I remembered him having some, but I didn't remember him having that many. So the big thing is the Gorkanauts, which are one of the units I love to use on the actual campaign once we get it started, are very powerful because they have a ton of attacks, they have decent armor, and they also have a melee attack too. So it's like it's the best of both worlds. They can actually work pretty effectively as trench and building clears because of that. Yeah, but unfortunately, you know, with all that armor, now I'm having to go through the experience of trying to chop through all the armor, which is what I usually do to the AI to not suffer a bunch of damage. But it's like all these guys are attacking and highly ineffective. Alright, so these are auxiliary units, meaning that they're just temporarily under your control, and you don't get to carry them forward into future missions, and it doesn't really matter if they live or die. So I think the big thing here is we're pretty obviously going to lose this front line. So what I'll do is attack the guy that's not in the trench here to do additional damage. I'll start pulling him back, and I'll move you up to here, and now you've killed one of the Gorkanauts, because these tank busters with the tank hammers are pretty good anti-armored units, but they're melee, as you can see with the tank hammer and tank bombs there. So they don't have the rocket launchers like the traditional tank hunters do. But as you can see, they're pretty weak against Gretchen because they have so many different attacks. And this is just reiterating the importance of having a balanced force to be able to win in this game, because if you don't have a semi-balanced force, you're going to definitely lose. I'll try to weaken down these Gretchen a little bit. They have 96 models compared to our 35. Yeah, so it's like they freaking kill tons of knobs. And that continues on with the real campaign too. When you're playing for Armageddon as the Space Marines, you can attack with a bunch of sanguinary guards into some of those Gretchen, and then they freaking are killing your Terminators and stuff like that, and you can't even wipe them out. So it definitely gets to be like, I feel like this is some bullshit over here. So what I'm going to do here is just set up a battle line and hopefully have some extra units so I can just run them into a rotation, so as they start to take damage, I'll pull them back and then restore them. I kind of hate to waste resources on units that I'm not going to get to keep. But I got to hold the line too. And at this higher difficulty, they're having those bonus units, so... trying to fight his artillery here. Looks like you still got an attack left. Start moving these guys in. Unfortunately, I'm not destroying those guys. As you can see, these guys just can't seem to cross the trenches very well, even though they're a tracked vehicle, so it's like one square per turn. So this is the issue with crossing trenches with vehicles. But you can definitely notice the difference in the amount of damage output they were having. Because every one of those knobs I had was attacking, and we couldn't even take out 2 squads, but then 40 models of those tank busters there just took out 4 models there on the one attack, so... Alright, so we're clearing out those trenches. We'll try to get into these trench lines here. And we got the squigs. We'll get them to restore. Attack here. Took out another 2. Took out another 1. Bring you out. Got the kill there. I suppose I could probably bring those other guys out to restore them, but I don't know if I have to. I just don't know how many of those units they have up here. Yeah, see those Gretchen, because they have so many models. They're actually doing a ton of damage to our tank busters there. Move you up here. And now we just compare that to some of these other guys here that aren't taking as much damage. Now you can still reinforce when there's enemies next to you, but it's at a reduced rate. I'll just try to pull you forward, maybe? I think so. 'Cause I want to just keep getting guys moved across the trench line here. But as you can see, with only 1 square, it's getting bogged down here, unfortunately. So I'll just spend a turn refitting our guys while we're waiting to move up and across. We'll skip on attacking the Gretchen since they're doing more damage to our tank busters than we do to them. Oh, we actually got some knobs there. I guess the question is, how far do I want to push here? I do that, I move you up to here, move you to there. Put you over to here. And then that will restore morale to all these guys. They've got a vision of 2. I guess we're just gonna restore some HP here. And maybe if they're gonna be pushing us with these Gretchen, maybe we'll just move the vehicles into the front line there for a little bit of time, and then once the Gorkanauts are back in there, we can have the tank busters hold the line again. I'm definitely bleeding resources here. As you can see, those guys are doing a much better job of holding the line here. There we go. Can't believe he did just about as much damage to me as I did to him. Crazy. Get you there. Squigs are actually doing a better job killing the Gretchen than the knobs. Now, if you're trying to min-max your kills and survivability, if you're on a defensive mission, What you actually want to do is weaken one unit down and get them into the red so they're suffering the morale penalties, and then they'll do less damage to you, but then they'll also body block a position here. So sometimes it actually makes more sense not to get the kill. Because now, as you can see, Gorkanaut is in melee, and now he's going to obviously do a lot more damage against the vehicle than the Gretchen would. And because I got multiple units around them, I can't reinforce the vehicle there. Because it's proportional to how many guys are nearby. If it's one, then you may still be able to reinforce. But if you got tons of units around you, then it's just not going to be possible. Alright, we're going to keep pushing forward with our infantry here. Continue our single push here with our artillery. But we are getting close to having some troubles here. Ironically, we're about the same spot with finding things here. He actually has a lot more Gorkanauts than I thought. Alright, so we'll start pulling you guys out here. You can attack there. As you can tell, my effectiveness is definitely dropping pretty precipitously, though, unfortunately. Oh shoot, I don't have a room to move forward anywhere on that other side. And I guess we're going to be killing some Gretchen. Maybe I'm just going to have to use the knobs to fight my way through here. Ugh. And it's pretty painful. Alright, we just got one more. Yeah, I can only get one through every turn. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Yeah, 15 to suffer 2. Yeah, this is not good. That Gorkanaut is really going to mess me up. Alright, we'll pull you back, put you back into the rotation. Have you attack there and almost kill those guys, try to get your morale up. Alright, we're kind of pushing through. Oh man, he's got a ton of Gorkanauts left. Yeah, I'm spending about just as much resources as I have coming back in. Come on, guys. I need damage here. Shit. Alright, so we got some Gretchen over here. I guess we probably just start attacking. And just trying to walk past the Gorkanaut, maybe? Kinda hate to do it that way. But I'm suffering losses here. Actually, enough losses that it's actually pushing me into the negative on our requisition situation. Alright, finally a decent hit. Doing a little damage now. Alright, we'll attack there. Start attacking the cannon. Chopping down the knobs. Or not the knobs, the Gretchen. Have you come up to here. Yeah, we're getting close here. Now, something else that's kind of annoying about this game is when you're cycling through, if you don't move anybody, they don't automatically rest and refit. You have to manually click that button. So if you don't click it, they just don't do anything for that turn. So just remember to always make sure that you click that. Oh my god, all these zeros. Alright, we're gonna have to pull you back. Then everybody's gonna need to heal. Oh man, those knobs are quite dangerous in melee here. Maybe we just kind of space everybody out to try to keep them away. I don't know if we really want to attack there. Well, I'm guessing they're gonna get past the come on, guys. Man, everybody needs to refit here. Yeah, I think they're gonna get past my battle line here. There's too many guys nearby, so I can't reinforce there. So yeah, they're dead. Gretchen, you're moving up. They're after my vehicle. Come on. Now, let's attack there. I think we're going to have to just spend a turn healing again and restoring morale. And then bring those artillery pieces over. Really like to just take out these mega armored knobs. Alright, good. Now, if I take that, I think this is actually going to bring this mission to an end. So again, if you wanted to min-max, you would just run that. You wouldn't take that point and have several turns left to get that requisition up further, but I think we're doing a good enough job that I don't need to worry about it too much. I'm just not sure if my requisition carries over. I can't remember how many tutorial missions there are.
You proved you got the smarts for this. But let's see if you got the guts too. We've beaten that loser Snaznacker real good. Now it's time to finish him off. Make sure even Mad Dog can't fix him up. I ain't dead yet, sucker. You and your lucky still got some work to do.
Alright, the final test exercise. You can now purchase Titan-sized Orc Gargants. Purchase some of the most powerful, expensive units to assist your forces. You'll need to utilize the right weapons to fight the right targets. Gargants obliterate medium and large vehicles with ease, but are less effective against swarms of infantry. Smaller escort units rapidly clear out the bad moons. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter how much requisition you have going forward, because now I'm up to 15,000, so I'm glad I didn't try to milk that. We do have Gargants here, or I guess it's Morkanauts in this case, and then we have the Titans here. So we have lots of different units here. We've got the Scorches, we've got a regular unit, we've got some with rocket launchers. So you just got to decide what you want. Do you want a Morkanaut that is going to do more damage against vehicles, one that's going to cause terror, but then I don't think the terror ever was coded correctly, so because what it's supposed to do is cause additional morale damage, but I don't think that actually works right. And it does show the claw, so that means it has an assault action there. So let's see. The question is, do I want to give up those twin cannons or not? So maybe what I'll do is I'll just purchase one of each. And then, like I said, because these are units that are within the same category, you can alter them into the other vehicles if you needed to. But given how abysmal those frickin' artillery pieces are, I'm going to can them, and I'm going to just get more powerful units instead. I kind of hate to lose out on the experience that I'm giving up, but by having a super heavy armored unit with 130 armor, there's very few units in this game that can actually get past that much armor and do damage. So I think we just drop all of them here. I could do a Stompa that's got more assault actions. The big mech Stompa has some different abilities too, depending on what kind of kit you want here. Unfortunately, most of them have range damage. And if I'm going to be clearing out buildings and trenches, you want to have assault actions. That way you don't have your damage mitigated. But again, it's nice to have as much armor as possible so you suffer less damage in return so we can keep pushing forward. But if I am going to have to clear out trenches, maybe it makes sense just to get more Morkanauts here. Because actually the Morkanauts are better at clearing out trenches than the Titans are, because you have more models per squad and they have more attacks. I could get rid of one of these squig teams. I could also get rid of some of these knobs. I don't know if I really need that many knobs, just a couple to help with leadership issues. So maybe we just drop the squigs then too. Down to 4,200 points. I could get these mega armored knobs. We saw that they do pretty good damage, but again, I think maybe having some of these other Titans would be make more sense. And the question is how many knobs should I keep here versus getting higher tier units to fight with? I just don't know what kind of losses I'll be suffering. It feels kind of bad to have 2,900 requisition just floating there. Let's see, it looks like these guys are the least experienced. So maybe we'll just can them instead and get another Gargant. And that gets us there. So I think that makes sense. So that's kind of like a good in-between for our point values here. I don't think... Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they can actually do damage to you. Drop you. I gotta be careful because I don't want to put you into melee range with the Mega Armor Knobs because I'm not sure if they're strong enough that they can actually hurt you. I feel like I have enough of them here, though, that we should be able to do some damage. Maybe I just skip through it. Just keep getting some kills there. Start focusing on the artillery. Alright, you've got 2 vision. Hopefully I didn't get myself too close. Oh shit. So that's the most powerful Orc Titan that's out there. There's 2 variants of it. One has a lift-a-dropper, which is the one he has. That's actually the one I prefer. And then another one has just a bunch of machine guns to help clear out infantry if they're in the open. As you can see, he is strong enough to do damage to all my guys. Even my Titan Killer, which is what the Gargant is there, is having trouble getting kills and doing damage. Because he has, what, 150 armor. These guys can barely even do damage. Alright, so he's down for the count now, finally. I could just attack them from range, I suppose. Now, the Morkanauts tend to be a little better at fighting against vehicles, whereas the Gorkanauts are, in my opinion, are better at fighting against infantry on the campaign. So it's like we're suffering a little bit of damage here. Guess we can continue taking some damage there. I'm not really super excited to have you there, but now we've got all of your attacks, so we killed them, so that should keep those guys safe. I do have to keep advancing, though. Damn, he's got even more guys coming. I guess I would prefer them to be advancing on me, though. That way I can know where his units are and then keep killing them. Can keep working there. And probably just advance you, huh? Could just shoot from range, I guess. Yeah, see, I took 2 damage, so they do enough damage back that they can actually hurt me. Yeah, so I gotta play this fine dance where I'm trying to keep our morale up so we can maximize our attacks. Now we've done enough damage that the AI is calculating that they're going to suffer asymmetric losses, so they don't want to attack. Still one left. Alright, So we'll do that. Capture here. If you just keep healing. Alright, these guys can just keep advancing forward. Once I get these guys onto the road, they'll have more movement. I do have to be a little careful that I don't get them too exposed up front here. Now let's see if we got more Gretchen. Not that that's a problem. Huh. Well, I thought there'd be more units around here. Alright, everybody can just shoot into them, I guess. Alright, no shortage of Gretchen, I guess. The base is blocking my vision. Good. Get as many Morkanauts up here as we can. Just advance with the rest of you then. So we got kind of a circuitous angle here that we have to go in. Keep advancing forward. We can kind of see some Gretchen again, so this must be where their next battle line is going to be. You can definitely tell the reduced movement that these guys are having. Now I could move my knobs farther if I would have spent money to get them a vehicle, but then the thing is if they die inside the vehicle, then they suffer units that are proportional to the amount of vehicles that are killed. And it permanently increases the cost for replacing them if they do suffer losses. So for the most part, I tend not to invest in vehicles in this game. I mean, it can be nice in that some of the vehicles do have a range 3 attack, and therefore you can actually use them to do damage against units without suffering casualties that you wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to. But again, for the most part, I think it's easier just to avoid suffering losses while getting kills and accruing experience than it is to min-max that way, so just a little too much work. Or my lazy gameplay. Alright. Pull you guys back. Got you here. And unfortunately, his little boner cannon there is winning the battles against me. So hopefully the next round will be more fortuitous for us. Come on, guys. We're slowly doing some damage, kinda. Ugh. Yeah, just can't get you into range, unfortunately. Good, another one down. He's down. Unit will not shoot back. Yeah, that because it's bulky. Oh, I see. Yeah, so there are certain artillery types and things like that that even though they have a weapon that would counterattack you, or they should counterattack you, I should say, with them being into range. They won't always. If they have the bulky trait, that just means that they can't return fire. You know, I always thought it was very depressing that, you know, this was a very ambitious game for Slytherin to make. I mean, they put all this effort into designing all these different unit types, but then, you know, there's really only about 30 to 40% of them that are real good to use regularly, real powerful. On the actual campaign, on these harder difficulties, you have to be much more careful about what you're selecting for units, and it does ruin some of the fun because you get all these different variations of units that you can't always use because they're just not feasible. But it still works out decently because then the AI will have more units to attack you with, so you still get some exposure to the other units. But it's just some of the weapon selections that they put on the vehicles just don't make any sense. Like there's a Lehman Russ that has a flame attack that you have to be right next for. And then there's another one, but then its secondary weapon is like a demolisher cannon. And it has a range that can only attack at a range of 2, so it's like you have 2 different weapons, but you can never use the 2 weapons together. So it's like it should be a really kick-ass unit, because it has 2 really good weapons, but then because you can never use both of them together, it just makes it be a very lackluster unit that just isn't really used. So it's things like that can be pretty frustrating. Or with the Lehman Russ, or the Astra Militarum, certain Lehman Russes are way more powerful. Like generally, the Annihilators are a good choice because they have range 3 weapons and they can do damage against, because of all the shots they have, they do damage against infantry, can fight off some medium vehicles. At range 3, they can attack a lot of range 2 units and not suffer return fire. Oh, he did damage to me. Oh, that's because he's got a combi rocket, so he actually has an anti-vehicle weapon. Alright, I'm going to have to be a little careful with him then. Can't quite as mindlessly advance with them, I guess. Those guys just have the buzz saws. Oh. Killed one of my beloved Morkanauts. Yeah, he does actually pretty decent damage against me. I don't like that too much. Keep fighting him. Try to kill as many as we can from range. We'll pull you back, hopefully to not suffer counterattacks. Cleared those guys out. Move you over here. I guess let's just move you up and start fighting. I don't know if they would ever attack me or not is the thing. Because he definitely has powerful melee. If he's doing this much at range. Now they're just fighting my knobs. Actually suffering a surprising amount of damage here. Alright, we got that, and we have taken the objective. I think that's every unit here, so this should bring this mission to a close. Nice.
Good! If that gets Snazdacker out of my way, the bad moons will come to me. Oh, you've done well. Now, let's get all the boys on this rock on side. I ain't gonna stop at Ark. I've got bigger plans. The gods said so.
Alright, and with that we have completed the tutorial campaign. So next episode we'll get started on the actual orc hunter, or not orc hunters, Da Orks campaign here and start fighting the war for Armageddon. So I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.